Okay, good morning. My name is Lael Keen-nel. I'm one of the senior teachers for the SE Trauma Institute. I want to offer you today two meditations. This one is going to be on how you downregulate fear. And first, a few words about fear. The coronavirus is running throughout the world and everybody's afraid, and they tell us not to be afraid because it's not good for your immunity. But no one says, how do you not be afraid? So I just want to say a couple of words about fear. Fear, when we're afraid of something, it takes us right through all the categories of the SIBAM. Generally, we have a thought that's fearful, and the fearful thought generates sensations, autonomic behaviors, biochemical behaviors, and emotion, which is fear. That, in turn, generates often another thought, and the other thought generates more fear-based biological behaviors, and we find ourselves in a kind of a spiral. So in this meditation, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to notice the sensation of fear in your body, and then only to follow the sensation, to avoid being seduced by more thoughts about what could happen, or more thoughts about unsurety, or whatever it is that might make you more fearful, because the natural tendency of our bodies is to self-regulate. So this is a self-regulation meditation for fear. So I'm going to ask you first to just take a moment and notice your body, notice your breathing, notice any sensations of unease or fearfulness that you may feel in your body. And when you find that sensation, to just bring your attention to it. Just bring your attention to it with curiosity, with an open focus, and notice how that sensation changes. Because sensations are always changing. So how you place your attention is really important here. Just maintaining your attention on that little sensation, whatever it may be. And as you do, there will probably come a moment when you will feel ever so slightly that your body just settles. Because of course, right now, this minute, if you're doing this meditation, you are not in acute danger. And if you stay with your body, you will find that it settles. And as it settles just a little bit, it would be so important to notice, what is that settling like? Okay, was it a deep breath? Was it just a sense of more spaciousness in your chest? Did your shoulders drop a little? Whatever it was. And sometimes, like I say, it's just a slight sensation. So you don't want to, look for something dramatic. Look for something little. But when you find that little sensation, your body just coming out into a little more ease, a little more spaciousness, then you really bring your attention to that. You bring your attention to, what does it feel like when my body feels more spacious, more ease? And as you really bring your attention there, you'll find that once again there's probably just another little step down, another little easing or softening. How do you feel that easing? Did your weight just drop? Can you feel your breath going deeper into your abdomen? Can you feel your face relax? Can you feel your feet on the floor, or the weight of your butt seated on the chair more? Whatever it is, once again, really bring your attention there and really stay with your attention there. What's it like? What is it like when there's more spaciousness, more ease, more relaxation, more comfort, more safety in your body? Now, your attention here is essential. How you place your attention, where you place your attention, is what will increase. So just noticing, What's that like? And probably by now, if you're really maintaining your open, curious attention on your body, you will notice that, again, you have settled just a little more. And again, you notice, what is that little more settling like? Did something in your legs relax? Did your back relax? Do you feel your back get a little straighter? Has your voice softened or deepened? Well, you wouldn't know because you're not talking, but have your arms relaxed? Do you feel more warmth in your hands? Whatever it is, once again, you bring your attention to this sense of more ease. Okay? Now, I call this exercise 3 steps down, and I developed it for really milking global high activation out of the system. It can be used certainly for fear. And that's exercise. You bring your attention to any fearful sensations, and then you very carefully notice where you are placing your attention. Notice and direct where your attention goes. So you bring your attention to the little state of fear. You follow it. You follow it. You notice, how does it change in your body? If you find yourself being seduced by thoughts or images or fantasies, you just lay them to the side for a moment and bring your attention back to your body. And you wait until there's a settling, just a little settling. That's the first step down. And then you follow that little settling, you expand it, you get curious about it. What's it like in my body? What's it like in my body when it's easier, when it's softer, when it's more relaxed? And as you follow it, you'll just feel yourself downregulate just a little more. And once again, you follow that. And you follow that, and you notice. And your attention is so fully present with what's it like in my body when things get softer, things get easier, when I feel a little safer, when I breathe a little deeper, when my heart rate slows. And you follow it until there's yet another little step down. And generally, by the time you've taken these 3 little steps down, you're feeling a lot calmer. So I hope you find this meditation useful, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.